أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. I am now presenting my next video titled Children of Israel Part 1, Reminder and Instructions. After telling us in the Qur'aan how and why Allah Almighty entrusted mankind with individual vicegerencies on earth, He, that is Allah, turns to His earlier chosen people, namely the children of Israel, that is Jews. The narrative is rather long, extending from verse 40 to verse 103 of the second chapter. Let us therefore study this narrative in parts for understanding it better. In this part 1, verses 40 to 43 are taken up. I may add here that the repeated reference to the children of Israel in the Qur'an is an indication to the fact that Muslims are now following their footsteps in wrongdoing. Allah Almighty knew this in advance. He, that is Allah, desires Muslims to learn a lesson from the Jewish history of wrongdoing. Now let us start with the verses. Verse 240, 40th verse of chapter number 2. Ya Bani Israel, askuru nimati allati an'amtu alaykum wa awfu bi ahdi ufi bi ahdikum wa iyaya farhabun. Translation: O children of Israel, that is Jews, remember my favor which I bestowed upon you, and fulfill your terms of the covenant with me, and I will fulfill my terms, and me then you hold in awe. Comments. Glimpses of the divine favor bestowed upon the children of Israel are shown in verses 47 to 64 of this very chapter, Al-Baqarah of the Qur'an. The terms to be fulfilled by the children of Israel are enumerated in verses 83 and 84 of this chapter. And Allah promises to all those who believe in Him and fear Him and obediently do His bidding, He promises the good both of this world and the hereafter. This is a quote from, this is the inference we can draw from verse number 64 of the 10th chapter of the Qur'an. Now, verse 241, 41st verse of chapter number 2. وَآمِنُوا بِمَا أَنزَلْتُ مُصَدِّقًا لِمَا مَعَكُمْ وَلَا تَكُونُوا أَوَّلَ كَافِرٍ بِهِ وَلَا تَشْتَرُوا بِآيَاتِي ثَمَنًا قَلِيلًا وَإِيَّايَ فَاتَّقُونِ. Translation: and believe in what I have sent down, that is the Qur'an, in confirmation of that which is with you, that is Torah. Torah is with the Jews, the children of Israel. And the Qur'an is revealed to Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And be not the first to suppress it, and do not trade my verses, signs, for a little benefit, and me then you fear. Let me repeat the reciting the translation. And believe in what I have sent down in confirmation of that which is with you, and be not the first to suppress it, and do not trade my verses, signs, for a little benefit, and me then you fear. This is addressed, of course, obviously, to the Jews. My comments on this verse. The basic message of all the preceding divine books had been the same as that of the Qur'an. In Quranic verses 187, that is 187th verse of Surah number 3, and 544, that is 44th verse of Surah number 5, we find similar expressions, that is, on trading divine verses for a little gain, made with reference to the people on whom earlier divine books were bestowed. A study of these verses, as also of the verses 41 and 42 currently under our study here, would make it clear that the expression means knowingly suppressing, hiding, or twisting the meanings of the divine verses for gaining temporal benefits. Now the next verse, verse 242, 42nd verse of Surah number 2. وَلَا تَلْبِسُوا الْحَقَّ بِالْبَاطِلِ وَتَكْتُمُوا الْحَقَّ وَأَنْتُمْ تَعْلَمُونَ. Translation: and confound not the truth with the falsehood, and thus knowingly conceal the truth. Now the next verse, verse 243, 43rd verse of Surah number 2. وَأَقِيمُوا الصَّلَاةَ وَآتُوا الزَّكَاةَ وَارْكَعُوا مَعَ الرَّاكِعِينَ. Translation: and say the prayer properly, and give in charity, and bow with those who bow. Comments. In my earlier podcast titled The Pious, the importance of establishing proper prayer is already discussed. Regarding charity, az-zakat in Arabic, Quranic verse 39, that is 39th verse of Surah number 30, defines it, that is az-zakat, charity, as that which is given away to seek just the pleasure or approval of Allah. That is the definition of charity given there in that verse. And bowing before Allah, that is, forms an essential part of the Islamic prayer. This act symbolizes, as nothing else does, complete and utter submission to Allah's will and command. In asking the children of Israel to bow with those who bow, Allah is inviting them to join the Muslims in complete submission to their one and only Lord.